Okay, so we are recording. I do want to let you know, as far as the webinar is concerned, everyone is in what's called a mute mode. It cuts down on noise. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put those into the comments or questions area. And I do see some now, so I want to maybe take a look at the questions. Oh, I don't see any questions in the area. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to type those. I will be looking at those throughout the webinar. Before we get started, if you can just let me know that you can hear me okay and see my screen. What we should see is the AlloCure store that I've created. So we'll get started. Thank you. Okay, so what I did on our last webinar is I actually created a company store from scratch using one of the templates. To do that on your own, you do have to have access to Vision. If you do not have access to Vision, which is the order management system, and you do want to create a company store for a customer, then please call support and they will create the store for you, or as far as create the store using the template that you'd like and the URL they'll create for you. So what I did in our company stores part 1 is on this website's overview, or on the Vision, I went into websites and I did a new website. And what that does, and I'm not going to cover all the details because we did that in the first one, but what I did is I selected a customer, and then I basically went through here and grabbed one of these customers, select, and it populated their information as well as their logo. And then what I did is I went into step 2 and I chose a template. Now the template that I chose on our last webinar was a little bit hard to manipulate for a company store, for it to be quick. So I do suggest, if you are using templates, to use maybe the swoosh template, the classic template, maybe even the elegant or the retail. I had used one of our simple templates, and it is a nice template. It's just in order to change some of the colors, you will need to, it does take a little bit more time. So if we're looking for a quick company store, I'm going to just show you using the classic template. So I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to select all vendors like I did on the first one, as well as the categories. I selected all categories. Of course, for a company store, the categories and vendors are going to be pretty much nil. You're going to probably hide away all your vendors and come and only display some custom categories. So you're not going to need to worry about that. I will show you that in just a moment of how you do that in the admin area of the site. But when you're creating it, you can narrow it down, or you can just leave it at all. And if I hit create, that's going to create me a company store here for that Anaheim Hills Little League customer of mine. So we'll just wait here real quick while it creates the store. And then if I view that store, I can just click on view website, and that's just going to create a very quick company store using one of the templates. Okay. What I did is I created a store using the same template. I just did it for Aloe After Sun. So this is the Anaheim Hills Little League one that I just created from our Vision system. And what we're going to do is talk about how to make some changes so that it looks kind of like the Aloe After Sun company when we're done with it. So just to kind of let you know, the AlloCure, we've got our logo up here at the top. I've changed some color schemes. I've narrowed down the categories, and I've actually hidden all suppliers except for Aloe, which is our customer, but I always put them in as a supplier so that only their unique products will show on the store. So that's kind of where I got to this point on the AlloCure site. So what we'll do is we'll go back over to the Anaheim Hills Little League site that we created, company store, and we'll talk about how we can make this more of a company store with its unique products. So first things first, we're going to go into the management back end of the site. To get there, you're going to just put /manage on the back of the URL. And this is going to prompt you to fill in, or sign in, sorry. Okay, so we're signing into the store. This is the back end of the website. It's the same back end that you have if you have a distributor website with us. So company stores are just handled different. We turn on and off different features when we're talking about a company store. Mainly because company stores are very specific to the product that you're offering for that specific client. And then you're obviously branding that website for them as well. So first things first, you arrive at the home page when you first log in, and there are some things that you can go through and do and set up. But the most important thing when setting up company stores is we're going to go over to where, we're going to go over to products. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to narrow down the suppliers. So in order for us to do that, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, I like to enter my customer as the supplier for this store. And that is because it ties unique products to that specific customer. And then I can just display all of Anaheim Hills Little League's products on the store. So it puts it into a nice, neat bucket for me to access for just this unique store. So the first thing, that I would do is come over to contacts, and I would go into suppliers, and I would select my Anaheim Hills Little League as a supplier. I don't think I've done that, so I'm going to need to add them in as a new supplier. And we'll just add them in as a HLL, and just give them a fake phone number there and email. There we go. Okay, so we put some information in there. If you're adding a supplier and you have multiple company stores, you can check which stores you want that supplier to be on. It doesn't really apply here because we're only adding the Anaheim Hills to this store because that's unique to them. So I'm going to save my changes. So that's going to add them as a vendor supplier on their company store. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is if I come over to products and I go into suppliers, this is where I can hide certain suppliers and add certain suppliers. So because this is a company store for just Anaheim Hills Little League, I'm going to take them out of new and unassigned because that's where they go when I first add them. And I'm going to move them to, well, let's do this. I'm going to select all that are in my general and move them to hidden. So I'm hiding everybody's products except those products from Anaheim Hills Little League. So I've put them in the general. Now, if you're going to show products on your site, that suppliers needs to be in either general or preferred. Okay, once you hide them and put them in the hidden column, their products will not show on the site. So just to kind of let you know, that's the first thing that I typically do. So I'll save my changes. Now the next thing that I will do is I will go in to my products, and I'm going to go into categories. And the reason why I do that is a lot of times with company stores, you're going to turn off quite a bit of categories. So I'm going to just select those categories that I want to have items in. I know that I'm going to have apparel on my site. Um, maybe I will have awards and recognitions, but everything else I'm going to kind of take off here. Okay, and then I can move to the next page and do the same and take off some of those categories. I'm going to leave drinkware on there. And I'll go to the next one here and remove those. Now again, when I was creating the site, I could have removed them at that time and only selected the categories that I will have products in. But I wanted to show you this area here where you can turn on and off those categories. Okay. Oh, couple more. All right. So I'm going to save my changes. This page is okay. So we saved our changes, and now I also can come into this area here where it has categories and create my own unique categories. Because this is Anaheim Hills Little League, I'll probably have sports equipment on here, maybe bats or bags or whatever. So if I come in here, again, products, categories, I can come over here and add a category and name that category sports or sporting goods. Okay. I could also put some text there that kind of describes what sporting goods are. And I can also bring in an image. I don't know if I have an image of a bat. You know what? I will just do the soccer ball. I think I have a... There we go. Okay. And it's not a subcategory of anything else. I know it's kind of weird. I'm having a baseball site with a soccer ball, but it's kind of what I've got right now. So if I hit save, that'll allow me to add a specific category to my site. So now that I've kind of narrowed down the categories, I can now view the site, and you can see right off the bat some of the changes that we'll see here. So on the site, you'll see that the categories over here in the left have been narrowed down to just 3 categories. I haven't linked my custom category in there yet that I just created, the sporting goods. So I haven't put that in there, but I will. So we're going to go into this page now and kind of edit the page, the home page, take off this promotional products category, and maybe put our main categories up on the toolbar there for you to see. And we'll also talk a little bit about how we can edit the color scheme. So we'll go into the management console again. So I'm just going to go back to the back end. And the information that we were just looking at is actually found on appearance, overall layout. So we'll go into the overall layout. And you can see, as I mentioned before, when working with our websites, everything is done within a module. So you have modules, and those are marked by this dotted area. You have a pencil for edit. This little middle button is to hide or show, and then the final button is to delete. Okay, so you have those buttons. Now, if we want to edit the header, we don't really need to because our image is already pulled through, but maybe we didn't have the logo when we created the site. If you want to put your logo in there, you just simply edit this module. So we can edit by clicking on the pencil, and that'll open up this module. Now, I already have my image here, but if you didn't have anything, you could put your cursor where you want to bring the image in, and then come up to where it has the image icon. It looks like a little photograph. And that's going to allow you to go out and browse the server and upload one of your files. So if I browse the server you'll see if I have anything on there, or I can upload a file from my computer. I had some great baseball stuff, but let's see, banners, open banners. Now we can do, I'll upload awards and recognition. And then you can upload that. So that's how you would grab the file. I'm not going to bring this through onto the header, but once you bring that logo onto the server, then you can just select it, and that'll allow you to bring it in to this area here, and then you can adjust the width and height. Okay, and that's how you get the logo on there. So if I hit save, now you could also add text. Just put your cursor, hit return. You could type whatever you'd like. If you wanted to have a phone number, you can put that in there as well. Once you put your changes in there, save, and then you've changed the header information on that website. Now, this little backpack and promotional products is a part of the template. So I'll show you in just a second how we can hide that if you don't want that to be shown. Now, the next module down is our bookmarks module. This is our navigation toolbar. So any pages that you create or any categories that you create, you can link them to this navigation toolbar so that customers can get to them. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up this toolbar by clicking on the edit. And over here you can see that the home is linked to a system page that was created when we created the site. And we'll talk about how you can edit these unique pages. But promotional products, we're going to hide that because we're not going to need that. And we did add in some of those categories, so we're going to put those on our navigation toolbar at the top. So what we'll do is we'll select category. But you can already see from this list, I can link it to a page, a product, or even a web address. So if I wanted to do that, I could put those on the toolbar. But we're going to do category, and we're going to insert apparel, because we had apparel as one. And we're also going to do a category, and I think we had awards and recognition. So we'll insert that. And then finally, I think we had our unique category, which was the sporting goods. So we can kind of go down to the bottom, and you can see there's the category that we added. So we can select that and insert that. Now, in order to, we'll get rid of about us. So in order for these to display in the order that you want them on the toolbar, you can then just reorder them. So if I want to drag home up at the top, I can do that. I want apparel, and then maybe awards and recognition and sporting goods. So I'll put them in alphabetical order there. And once I hit save, that should change that toolbar so we can get to those unique things that are for this company store only. Now, we could also choose to hide this area or leave it. I'm going to hide this, but if we wanted to edit and add that sporting goods, we could come in here. Oh, we don't have drinkware, so we'll go in and edit this. But again, this looks very similar to what we saw earlier. Just delete those things that you don't want on, and then obviously select category and add the sporting goods or the categories or pages that you want to put in that section. Then hit save. So that is a bookmarks module that works very similar to the header module that we were in, or the header tabs. Now I'm going to hide this just by clicking on that, and it will kind of hide that away. And then I'm going to also come back up to this toolbar area and add the drinkware. So we'll go back, we'll put a category, and then we're going to add drinkware. Now keep in mind, I don't really have any product content on my site yet because I hid everyone off as far as suppliers are concerned. So the next step that we're going to be doing here in just a moment is actually, either copying existing product and making it unique to this store, or adding new products altogether for this store and putting it into one of these categories. Okay. So we'll save that. So we've made some changes to kind of the overall layout. And if we scroll up, the last thing we want to do before leaving is publish. So we want to hit publish. And final thing before we move on to product, and I'm going to take some questions here in just a moment. So I see that there are questions, so thank you. If I come over to appearance, I can adjust the colors. And remember when I said you had that little backpack that was part of the template that you can hide? You can go and find that under this theme area. So if we go into theme, this is where we can, the third one down where it says header background image, it's being shown, but we can say none. And that'll hide that other image away off that header area. But you can also go into different areas of the site and edit the color. So if you want the buttons to be maybe a red background with white text, you can do that using this color. Just put your cursor in the box and it will pop the color selector and you can change out the color. Okay. Now these are hex codes, so if you do have a specific color, you can get the hex code and plug that in there as well. Header footer links, we can maybe make that same red and white text. And maybe our product list header area, we want to maybe make the blue to go with the logo and white text. So, you know, I can see an example over there to the far right when I'm changing these colors to see kind of what that's going to look like. Okay. And then if we save our changes, then you can see the color scheme starting to go a little bit better with that logo. So if we view the site, we can see what that looks like now. Now, as I mentioned, we don't really have any product on the site. So if we pop into these categories, chances are there's not going to be anything in there. Well, we have some subcategories and, oh, I have some custom categories. It looks like it's pulling. So we'll need to turn those off. Let's see what's on awards and recognition. Okay. So we'll go into the back end now. And there's a couple things that we can do. Because it's pulling in product and subcategories, and I don't necessarily want that, I'm going to go back to my products in my categories area. And I'm going to turn off the ones that are pre-populated with subcategories and everything. So I'm going to uncheck those, including the drinkware, I think. I'm going to leave my custom one. Okay, so we'll save our changes. And I'm going to add a couple more categories as well. So I'm going to add a category and name it uniforms, maybe not instead of, well, I'll do apparel. But I'm going to do /uniforms to make it a little bit different because the category name does need to be different from what we have as an automatic. And I could bring in an image if I wanted to. It's not a subcategory, so I'm going to add that. I'm going to also add another category for that drinkware, but we'll call it well, we could do probably AHLL drinkware. Because again, it does need to be a little bit different from our standard categories. Okay, so we've added those two, and we'll go there in just a moment and talk about how to edit that overall layout one more time and link those new categories. But more importantly, we're going to talk about how to put product onto the website or this company store. There's two ways. One, you can add product from scratch, and if you come in here, you can go into products, new product, and you can add a product. So you just give it a name. I don't know what products I might have, so we'll just do a AHLL burnout t-shirt. Okay, and a code, so just the product code of the that the vendor has. I'll just put AHLL 45. Can add a description there, but more importantly, you can come in here and we can assign it to a category. So if I click on add categories, I can use this drop down, and I'm going to go put it in my unique category, which is apparel and uniforms. So I'll pop it in there and hit OK. So what it's done is now taken this new product that I'm adding and it's putting it into the apparel uniforms category. I'm also going to select the vendor as Anaheim Hills Little League. And then I'm going to move on to the next tab. So if I'm adding this product from scratch, I'm going to go over to colors, and then I'm going to tell it what colors and sizes are available. So if I add colors, at this point I'm going to say maybe white, and no trim, so we'll just add that. So we'll just do a white shirt for right now. And then I'll select the sizes by clicking on this little arrow. It branches it out so I can select the sizes that that shirt comes in. So I can do, extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large. Do that. Okay, so we've selected those. Customization is going to be any type of customization that you're offering. So we might want to say it's going to be screen, maybe screen printed, and there's going to be a one position, and this could be left chest or what have you, and you can put those diameters in width of that imprint area there. And then if you pop over to pricing, this is where you can enter the pricing for that item that you're adding. So first things, you're going to want to make sure you have quantity breaks. So we'll put in some quantity breaks there. And then we'll put in the based cost. I'm doing it on a cost cell, but you can enter cost margin or sell margin as well. So if I know my cost is for that shirt is going to be $5, and I want to mark it at 40%. Oops. Oh, cost sell, sorry. I want to sell it at $7.50. Let's make it 8 even. So again, you're coming in here and putting in those prices that correlate with the item and the quantities there. Okay. You can also have additional cost and product attributes. Those are a little bit more advanced features, and I do suggest that you watch a video or webinar on that. But once we create our quantity breaks, we put in our pricing, then we can lastly upload the image. So we can bring in an image. If I come and browse, I'm not quite sure if I have a burnout t-shirt. Let's see. Search here. Oh, there we go. Now, typically when you're bringing this in, you're going to have it already decorated. So you would see the logo on the shirt so that you're bringing in the image as it would appear for that company store. So the last thing that you would do is check Publish Product to Website and save that product. So at this time, it's saving. Let's answer some questions at this point. Oh, I don't see any questions. Go ahead and type some questions in there if you're with me and following along. It looks like Our product has been saved and is live, so that's good. We've added the product successfully. Um, the other way in which you can put products onto your site or add products or customize those is to take an existing product. So if we come into products and we go into find a product, you have the option of, maybe taking, I'm trying to think of some of the stuff that we've got in there. We've got, we've got drinkware. So we'll put, search drinkware. Okay. So maybe we want a sports bottle. This is a cool looking tumbler. So if we want to put this on the site, we can just click on details. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this custom for Anaheim Hills Little League. So we're probably going to want to upload a logo, Anaheim Hills Little League logo on this product image. So what we're going to do is copy this to my products. And what that does is it takes all the existing data and information that we get from the supplier and brings it over and pre-populates the areas that we just went into when we were adding product from scratch. So now we have product information. We can rename, and we will want to kind of do the name so that you have the code is not the same code as the one that comes in from the supplier. And then you might want to put, AAH Cool Wave Tumbler. Make it unique to that store. The two things you'll definitely want to do is we could take it out of travel drinkware and travel mugs, or we could just simply add it to our new custom category, which was the Anaheim Hills drinkware, I think. So we have that. And then we can hit OK. So what we've done is we've added that product to that new category we created for the website. Now I'm going to go back and I am going to select Anaheim Hills Little League for the vendor, just like I did with the burnout t-shirt. And then I can now come through and, change the colors and the sizes. Although this is kind of nice because it goes with the red, white, and blue kind of theme. So we'll leave those there. Customization, this is just telling you where it's going to be printed. So if it was different, you could change that. And then pricing, this is where you would change the pricing and make it unique to Anaheim Hills Little League. So our first quantity break, we might want to, maybe the pricing's a little bit different. And I'm just going to change it by using a 30% margin there. But you can change the quantity breaks and so forth going forward. Okay. And then you have your additional cost in there. So you could just make your edits to your pricing. And then finally, you can come in here and upload a new image if you'd like. So maybe an image with the Anaheim Hills logo on it. And finally, what you would do then is make sure it says publish product to website and save your product. So that's a very quick way because 9 times out of 10, we have the product already in our database. So the copy product is nice because it just takes that information that we currently have and allows you to edit it and make it your own for this company's store. So when working with products, 2 ways of really, getting the product on that site is either products, new product, or going in and finding a product and copying it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the item numbers of those 2 products that we had. And we're going to adjust the home page. And that's usually our last place that we work with on the company stores is the home page. So we can display maybe some product on the home page and adjust some of the content there. So I'm going to go to Find Products, and I'm going to grab the product codes of those 2 items. So maybe we want to just look at Anaheim Hills Little League and just search those products. So there's the 2 products that we have that are specific to this site. So these should be the only 2 products on the site. If we go in and we click on the details of the burnout t-shirt, I'm going to just simply write down the product code. Bear with me, the GoToMeeting does slow down the connection a little bit. Okay, so we've got the product code 352. Let me just write it down. 037. And then the other one, I think, was, I think we might be able just to hover over and see. No. And then we'll grab the code for this as well. So this is 352039. Okay, so I wrote down this product code, not the vendor code. In order for me to display products on the website, I'm going to be using our unique product code. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to content and we're going to go into pages. And here's all the pages that you have on the company store. So there's some system pages that have been created. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the home page and we're going to do some fun stuff. Maybe put a banner on there and then we'll put our product that we added to the company store. So we'll come up here, go to home. We're going to find the home page and we're going to go into contents. We're going to click on contents. And that's going to allow us to take a look at the content that is specific to the home page. So you have a couple modules. You have a product list module and you have a text HTML. You can edit these modules or you can bring on new modules. So as I mentioned, if we wanted to bring on a banner, I could click on banner, insert module. And I don't know what banners I have available, but this is the banner module. So we can show one at a time. We could have them scroll or fade, so we could select animation, one per row. And I'm going to choose, let's see if I've got something that is, maybe we'll do cap it off. No, I don't, that one doesn't. Let's see. I don't know what, let's see if we've got a sports one in here. Bear with me 1 second. I'm just trying to pick something that is, here, sporting events. Oh, it's just a little banner there. Okay, well, there's a lot here, so maybe I'm going to go with giveaways for, yeah, we'll go with that. Sorry, I know it's not sports related, but we'll grab that banner and we'll hit save, and that'll bring that banner onto the page. And it comes down here, and we'll just drag it up at the top so we can have it displayed there. Okay. Now, the other thing that we can do, and I don't know why is this not displaying? Let's do this one. Doesn't look like it's pulling the banner through. We'll check that out in just a second. Maybe it's not saving that banner image. There we go. Sorry. Okay. Then the other thing what we can do is we can bring products onto this page. So if we go into the product list module, we can hit edit, open that up. And right now it's set to featured products, but no products are displaying because we've hidden everything off as far as suppliers are concerned. So we'll delete that. But we're going to do my selection. And we're going to enter the product codes of the products that we want. So 352037 is the shirt, I believe. So we'll hit insert. You'll see it's added down below. So it's the burnout t-shirt. And then we'll do the other one, 352039. Insert. And that should be the drinkware. Okay, so we've got those two products, and then we can title that whatever we'd like. So we could say Anaheim Hills Little League promotional um, yeah, promotional product. Or let's just do this. Okay, so we're going to show, we can designate how many products you show at one time. I only have 2 products, so I'm just going to show 2 at a time. And then I can use this to display how I want that. So I'm going to do 2 per row. But again, you can show 10 products at a time and have them rotate, and be randomly shown and have them, maybe 4 per row. So you can adjust however you want that to display. And if you hit save, that's going to go ahead and add those products onto that home page. Okay, so we've got our 2 products. Now the final thing that you have, and I mentioned, was this text HTML area. If I don't, if I want to come in and edit that, I can just, click on the pencil and change the verbiage or the text or add a picture. But I'm just going to hide this. And so I'm going to hide away that module so we're not deleting it, but I can maybe use it later, but I don't want to show it at this point. And then I'm going to publish my changes that I made to this website. I do see there's a question. It says, how do you link those images to a product? Those images, the product images, are already linked to the product. That happened when we added the product. So when you click on that, so if we go and we view the site, the front end of the site now, you're going to see now, here's the images that we brought in. And if I click on that, it's going to open up to that product so I can see some more detail there. Okay, and then it opens up the shopping cart as well. Oh, I'm sorry. The question was, how do you link the banners to places on the website? You can link your banners when you go into that module, or when you're first uploading your banners. You do that under Content and Banners. And this is where, if I have a banner, say this Cap It Off banner, I can go in and I can edit that banner so that it is linked to a category, specific category or page. So that allows me to do that. A lot of these banners, I think when I created it, are preset, so I can't go into them. But yes, you can edit. I would suggest that you watch the banner webinar, and I go into how to upload banners, how to link those banners to pages and categories. So finally, the last thing I want to do is I want to clean up our categories, and then we'll present our company store that we just worked on. So we're going to go back to that appearance and overall layout. And the reason why is, if you remember correctly, I kind of deleted out apparel and some of the standard categories and added unique ones. So you'll see that our toolbar is missing some stuff. So we'll go back and we'll edit that toolbar by going into that module. And we're going to delete those categories that we don't have any longer on the site, and we'll bring in the categories that we do have. So I'll go category, and then we're going to go down here and do apparel and uniforms, and then we'll also do the drinkware. And because when we added the product to these categories. So you'll see how that's linked there as well. So, so now we've got that up there. And then you know what? We've hidden the categories there. So that's good. So we've made those changes. So if we publish everything that we've done here tonight or today. And I know it's a long webinar, so thank you for bearing with me. We can now view the site, and you can see how the company store is now branded for this customer, Anaheim Hills Little League. So we've got their logo. We also changed some of the color scheme. We did throw a banner up there on the home page, but if you didn't want one, you don't have to have one. But then we can list the products. Now, I only listed 2 products on the home page. But if you went in and you had multiple products on your company store, you could select the category, click on that category, and that's going to pull up any products that are into that category. So when you add your products, or when you're copying that product and editing it, putting it into the proper category is important. So you'll need to create your custom categories and then go back into that product and make sure that product is in that category. So if we come over to apparel and uniforms, the only thing we have there really should be that t-shirt that we uploaded. And that's pretty much it. I can take questions, but that's pretty much how you would create a company store. So there are some different features, like I said, that you turn on and you can turn off. But most of the time, company stores, you're really just narrowing it down to only the product that for that customer. So a lot of times you just will be adding 10 to 20 products and displaying those in the category or on pages that you want to create yourself. All right, I'll take some questions at this time. If there are no further questions, thanks for attending today's webinar, and I hope to see you on many more. Have a great day.